What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back with an upload on this Halloween. So I thought I'd just divulge a couple of thoughts that I've had over the past few days that have haunted me. Um, but before I get into that, of course, hit a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and of course, drop your comments below. Shout out to John Abbott, who's become a member of the channel. Much appreciated, John, and all the other members of the channel. Really does help out. So if you want to become a member and help me out, help the channel out that way, it really does mean a lot. The link is in the description. Now, usually on videos, you know me, I try and deal with things that are definite, so things that have happened or absolutes and all that. But I'm going to go hypothetical here. So indulge with me, if you will, because I've been thinking about this a lot, but it's more so over the past few days of if only Leeds United had hung on in the Premier League, I believe we would have been comfortable this season. And I don't mean comfortable as in eighth place or even 14th. I just believe that we would have more than enough than the three teams that have come up. Now, I'm sure Southampton fans and Leicester fans are thinking the same. And let me get more disclaimers out of the way. I know that we didn't do enough. We were not good enough to stay up. No arguing that. This is purely hypothetical as if we had stayed up. And let me get into it. Let me just show you the reasons why. Because let me tell you, I look at Everton, and I guess Everton would be the best team to look at because they were with us the longest time in that bottom, relegation scrap. But I see Everton with 3 wins, 1 draw, and 6 losses. I believe we would have been along that record. And I'm talking about just having the same team as we did last season. I'm talking no changes. I think that team last season would have been more than enough than what the bottom 3 have got. Now, there's different things in that. I also believe that we would have invested better, that we'd have moved on some players as well that just didn't have any interest being here. And I think the 49er enterprise have shown, even in the championship, where we've been able to keep hold of Somerville, Nonto, Jorginho, that we would have been better suited in the Prem or better prepared in the Prem underneath their ownership, under their ownership. But it is what it is. We look at Everton; they haven't done a lot to their team. They've added a few players here and there, but they haven't overhauled a lot of things. And the truth is, they haven't had to, because the bottom 3 at this point in time, and we're talking after 10 Premier League games, are bad. And you know what the good thing is about the bottom 3 is that there's 3 different reasons why they're all bad. The main one is obviously that they're not good enough or they're not strong enough, but there's 3 different reasons why. And I just feel, even as bad as we were over the last 2 years, I believe that we would have been somewhere where Forest or Everton are right now. Now, listen, we always say that there's a massive difference and a massive golfing class between the Championship and Premier League. It's because it's true. And if you don't recruit properly, if you don't make the right adjustments, if you don't adjust your playing styles here and there, you will get found out. You will get absolutely found out. And it's just haunted me that we could have been in this league. And I'm looking at Everton. I'm even looking at Fulham, who have lost Mitrovic, and Paulini's got 1 foot out the door, even though he's doing everything he can right now for him. And Forest as well. I just feel like we would have been in that bunch. And if you look at it, when we got relegated last season, up until a certain point, and it wasn't until, say, what, maybe March time, there was like 8 teams that could have been relegated. And that's why I couldn't put my hat on it and say, yeah, we're going down. It didn't look good, but then it didn't look good for a lot of teams until they started to pull away. And then and along with Leicester and Southampton, drifted away. But with this, you're seeing a clear a clear cutoff, and it's not even close. I mean, you're looking at Luton Town on 5 points at a third from bottom. Bournemouth, of course, are scraping it. They've just got their first win against Burnley, who we'll speak about in a moment. But everyone else, double digits, looking comfy, and they haven't been playing well. They haven't been playing like amazing football. But the fact is, it probably will be enough. And I just feel if we had stayed up, we could have culled the squad as it was, bringing some new players, and then did it again next season with another year's Premier League under our belt. But again, hypothetical. But I'm looking at the 3 teams below and the reasons why. Now, Sheffield United, I mean, Lord have mercy. Sheffield United have gone back up, and the thing is, they went up under trying circumstances. They were late paying bills. They had a transfer embargo. 2 of their best players were always linked with moves away. They eventually sold them in the summer, which is part of the reason. But you look at their team, people. And I'm only going off what we had last season, and that includes all the guys that have gone out on loan, all of that. Even thinking about having Rodrigo up front and everything else like that. You look at this team. This is championship. The number one goalkeeper is Wes Fotheringham, and as fine as he was in the championship, even though he had a couple of errors, he is not a Premier League goalkeeper. And he gives me a lot of people will take offense. He gives me a little bit of Melier vibes when you look at the second goal that Man United scored to get the win against Sheffield United. That shot was good by Dallo, but he should have saved it. He should have saved it. That was a savable shot. And it seems to be that quite a few goals are going through him. And that's the difference between being a fine championship goalkeeper to being an elite Premier League one. It's a completely different mindset, completely different awareness you need. The shots are just clever. The coaching's better, so you have to be better. And it's not even Fotheringham. I'm not putting it all on him. You look at the defenders. Baldock is back. Max Lowe, Trusty, who they got from Arsenal, who's been a shocking defender. Basham, of course, we know he's got that long-term injury, but even before the injury, he's not a Premier League defender. There's just a lot in this team that just screams championship. And I just feel that we would have done all right. Harmer has actually been a shining light for them, but they're still rocking with Norwood, taking their set pieces in the Premier League in 2023. It sounds like a lot of what I was saying about our team last season. In 2023, we still got these players. Sheffield United have run it back again. And I mean, Brewster, hey, listen. There is a reason why they've drawn one game and lost 9 of them. And the thing is with Sheffield United is that it's not like they're playing expansive football. They're actually playing low block football. It's just that they keep getting beat because the players aren't good enough. And it is as simple as that. They've been beaten 5, they've been beaten 8-0 by Newcastle. Their players are just not good enough, and it's as simple as that. Burnley, on the other hand, have got some exciting talents. You think of James Trafford, he's having a tough time of it. He's learning the hard way, but he's getting those first team minutes right now. They're having a hard time. You look at some of their players, some of these could be replaced. Yes, 100%. Benson's been good for him. Foster's been good. There's a few shining lights here. The problem for Burnley, though, is that, and forgive me for saying this, but see where I'm going with this. Vincent Company is trying to do it like Marcelo Bielsa did it when we first come up. So our style of football, we carried it into the Premier League, albeit in the crowdless season. But we did that already. We shocked the Premier League with that. Quite a lot of teams didn't know how to handle it. Of course, after a while, they got savvy to it and started to have fun with us. But when we first came up, a lot of teams didn't know what to do with the man-to-man thing and everything else like that. Teams are prepared for that now. And Vincent Company, for as good as Burnley played last season, the champ, to try and play that way in the Prem, it's been nothing short of a disaster. Again, 10 games played, 1 win, 1 draw, 8 losses. You have to adjust. And for me, at this point in time, Burnley could come out of it because they do have some shining lights in their team. They do, but they have to make adjustments. But will Vincent Company do that? We saw Marcelo Bielsa didn't do it. Will Company do it? We'll see. Has he got enough experience to know that this isn't going to keep working? You might have to change it. We'll see. Now, Luton Town are much like Sheffield United. In fact, their team is not a Premier League team, and that's the disappointing thing. When you look at our team and you look at Ampadu, you look at Somerville, Rutter, and all these guys. Now, I'm not saying I want them to go to the Premier League this season. Come up with us next season, guys. But I'm saying the talents that we have that are in the Premier League compared to some that are in these squads, it's criminal. And I'm sure the Premier League, if they were honest, they're not happy about it. Listen, I was speaking to my Tottenham mate the other day, and he says the Premier League needs Leeds United back. Well, we need it too. We need it too. So it goes hand in hand. But you look at Luton's team. I mean, hey, hey, it's championship. Let's be real. There's some cute stories in here about players moving up from the non-league up to the Prem. It's cute and all, but it's not Premier League quality. You know what I mean? It's a heartwarming story. Cool. Carlton Morris is doing okay, but even he's gone scoreless in the last few games. Jacob Brown was at Barnsley. Look, there's just many reasons why that team is where they are. But with Luton Town, they're doing the whole plucky, we're not supposed to be here. We're going to do everything we can. We know people are going to say we're going to go down, but you know what? We're going to fight till the end. It's more about heart and commitment rather than quality. And again, it shows in the results: 1 win, 2 draws, 7 losses, and 5 points. They've probably looked better than the other two overall, but it's still nowhere near enough. And that's why I go up to Forest and Everton, where they're comfortable with 10 points right now. They're not having to do anything spectacular like us last season, where we were struggling to get points together. We finished with 31 points, people, absolutely atrocious. But we had to scratch claw for everything in order to keep our heads above water, which we couldn't do in the end. I don't feel like any of the teams that would usually be in danger have got any of that danger this season. I really don't. I think it is cut and dry. We're talking right now about teams that could potentially take Derby County's lowest point total record. It's an absolute shambles in the Premier League right now at the bottom of the table. I've put Chelsea there in 11 just for people that love to see that. So there you go. For people I've got that. But even then, with just 12 points, there is so much scope for us to do something. I'm sure, like I said in the start, I think Leicester and Southampton fans will be feeling the same regret that I feel with the teams being relegated, especially with the teams that came up. But listen, people, that is all I wanted to say in regards to that. It's very hypothetical, I know. So you have to go with me on a hypothetical wavelength. I'm not talking about anything that could definitely happen or would have happened. It's just my thoughts, and it's just something that I've looked at when I've watched these teams play, because I have watched these teams play over 90 minutes. And I've just thought, oh my god, why couldn't we stay up? But look, we will be back one day. We will be back, and I'm more than confident with the 49er Enterprises. When we do go back up, unlike the second time, we will recruit properly and we will have Premier League quality in the team. We're Leeds United and we can attract that. We've kept those kind of players in the champ. Imagine what we can do when we go back up to the Prem, but we got to get there first. So I'm going to leave it there, but I can't end the video without saying as well, I know a lot of people, and a few of you left it in the comments, rest in peace to Adam Johnson, the ice hockey player for the Nottingham Panthers. He was a former Pittsburgh Penguin. The Penguins gave him a nice pre-game ceremony and everything else like that. It was just a tough accident, and unfortunately, with the internet, you just see everything, and it's something that I wish I could unsee. It's not something that you can unsee once you've seen it. And I just think of those, not only Adam Johnson, his family, but the people that were there front row watching it. There was kids there and everything. I don't know how they're feeling right now, but just a horrible, horrible accident, and something that you just never want to see on the ice hockey pitch, ice hockey rink. And yeah, just rest in peace to Adam Johnson. Unfortunately, on another note, my Penguins couldn't honor him with a victory, but that's a whole other story, people, as my Penguins are stinking the joint up right now. It's very sad to see. Very sad to see. But rest in peace to Adam Johnson. But listen, people, please hit a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and of course, drop your thoughts below. Am I being an arrogant Leeds United fan, or do you see some of the points I'm trying to make here? Peace out, people. Enjoy the rest of your Halloween. Ooh.